If you upgrade your phone every 3 years at $1,080 per device, over a 39-year adult life you will spend roughly $14,040 on smartphones alone. Add laptops at $1,350 every 5 years. Add tablets at $800 every 6 years. Add earbuds at $240 every 2 years. Add smartwatches at $420 every 3 years. Add extended warranties, insurance plans, premium cases, screen replacements, and those easy monthly installments that make $1,000 feel like $42. Conservatively, you're looking at $72,000 to $85,000 in lifetime personal technology spending. Now take just $1,900 per year of that and invest it at 8% annually for 35 years. You're not losing $72,000. You're losing something closer to $320,000 in compounded potential. That is not innovation. That is a system. And the system has a name. I call it the replacement engine. It does not manufacture phones. It manufactures dissatisfaction. Let's slow this down. Picture Daniel. Daniel owns a perfectly functional smartphone. It's 3 years old. It works smoothly. The battery still lasts a full day. The camera produces sharp images. He scrolls, texts, calls, and streams without frustration. Last night, Daniel felt satisfied. Tonight, he watches a product launch. The new model has a slightly brighter display. The processor benchmark shows a 6% increase. The camera sensor performs marginally better in extreme low-light conditions. Daniel listens carefully. He nods. He thinks, that's impressive. Then something subtle happens. His phone, unchanged, feels older, slightly slower, slightly less premium. Nothing broke. Nothing degraded. His reference point shifted. That shift is the core mechanism of the replacement engine. The replacement engine works through 3 psychological levers. First, reference recalibration. You do not measure satisfaction in isolation. You measure it relative to what you see. Before the launch, Daniel compared his phone to nothing. It was simply his phone. After the launch, he compares it to the newest model. The gap feels meaningful, even when it isn't. Second, incremental framing. Modern devices improve in small, technical increments. A few percentage points faster. A slightly enhanced sensor. A marginally thinner body. These improvements are real. But in daily life, they are rarely perceptible. Yet marketing magnifies them. Small improvements are framed as transformative. Third, scheduled obsolescence through ritual. The annual launch is not accidental. It trains consumers to expect evaluation cycles. Every year, you're invited to reconsider whether what you own is sufficient. Evaluation creates doubt. Doubt creates desire. Desire drives revenue. Now let's quantify the behavior. If Daniel upgrades his phone every 3 years at $1,080, that's 13 upgrades across 39 years. $14,040 in phone purchases. Add laptops replaced every 5 years at $1,350. That's roughly 8 laptops over 40 years. $10,800. Add tablets replaced every 6 years at $800. About 6 tablets. $4,800. Add smartwatches at $420 every 3 years. $5,460. Add earbuds at $240 every 2 years. $4,680. Without even including accessories, subscriptions, insurance, or repairs, we're approaching $40,000. Now layer in the invisible additions. Extended warranties averaging $120 per device. Premium cases at $60. Subscription storage at $10 per month. Device insurance at $14 per month. Multiply that across decades. You easily surpass $75,000 in total technology spending. And the true cost isn't the cash spent, it's the opportunity cost. If Daniel invested $2,000 annually instead of participating in accelerated upgrade cycles, compounding at 8% for 35 years, that sum exceeds $345,000. $345,000. From small, incremental, rationalized upgrades. That is the financial footprint of the replacement engine. Now here's the deeper layer. Technology has genuinely improved. But improvement follows a curve. Early innovation creates massive leaps. Later innovation creates refinements. Refinements are valuable, but they rarely justify constant replacement. A flagship phone from 3 years ago performs 90. 95% of daily tasks exactly as well as the newest model. Texting, navigation, streaming, email, social media, photography for casual use. Blind usability studies repeatedly show that users struggle to detect performance differences in everyday tasks between adjacent generations. Benchmarks show improvement. Human perception often does not. You are not paying for dramatic utility gains. You are paying for novelty alignment. This is where identity enters. Daniel does not see himself as wasteful. He sees himself as someone who values quality, who stays current, who appreciates good tools. That identity feels rational. But there is a subtle shift that happens. You move from being someone who uses technology to someone who refreshes technology. Upgrading becomes part of your narrative. And when upgrading becomes identity consistent, skipping it feels uncomfortable, not because your device fails you, but because your self-image is tied to being current. You're not buying the device because you need it. You're buying it because remaining current maintains your internal story. That is not stupidity. That is identity maintenance. The replacement engine exploits that. It does not insult you. It flatters you. Pro, Ultra, Max, Max generation. The language signals progress. Progress feels good. Participation feels modern. But here's the structural truth. When marginal improvements are framed as essential, the system shifts from serving need to extracting predictability. Companies do not rely on one massive innovation every decade. They rely on consistent replacement frequency. Predictable cycles, predictable revenue, predictable upgrades. Now let's compare two paths. Path A upgrades aggressively. Phone every 3 years. Laptop every 5. Accessories on schedule. Insurance plans active. Storage subscriptions permanent. Annual average spending, $2,400. Path B upgrades conservatively. Phone every 6 years. Battery replaced once for $120. Laptop every 7 years. Refurbished when possible. Subscriptions audited annually. Annual average spending, $950. Difference, $1,450 per year. Invest $1,450 annually at 8% over 35 years. That compounds to approximately $280,000. That is the delta between participating unconsciously and participating strategically, not through extreme minimalism, through timing, through awareness, through resisting artificial urgency. Another mechanism rarely discussed is financing. When devices are broken into $38 per month payments, the psychological pain is minimized. You no longer evaluate the full $1,080. You evaluate the monthly figure. This shifts perception from asset evaluation to subscription normalization. And when technology becomes subscription-like, replacement feels frictionless. But frictionless is expensive, because friction protects capital. There is also environmental cost. Each new device requires rare earth minerals. Manufacturing a single smartphone produces significant carbon emissions. Most of the environmental footprint occurs during production, not usage. Extending device lifespan reduces both financial and ecological cost. The person using a 5-year-old phone is not behind. They are operating rationally. The narrative that equates new with necessary is cultivated, not organic. So what do you actually do? First, define your functional threshold. List what you genuinely use your device for. If your current device performs those tasks adequately, upgrade pressure is artificial. Second, extend lifespan intentionally. Replace batteries. Clear storage. Reset devices periodically. Protect hardware. Third, detach from launch culture. If you do not watch the keynote, you avoid reference recalibration. If you avoid spec comparison, you avoid artificial dissatisfaction. Fourth, shift identity. Instead of being someone who stays current, be someone who extracts full value. Instead of chasing novelty, optimize durability. Instead of reacting to announcements, measure against personal need.
The replacement engine survives because dissatisfaction is profitable. Your device did not degrade when the new model launched. Your reference point moved. And that reference shift was funded by billions in marketing. But awareness neutralizes urgency. And urgency is the engine's fuel. Keep what works. Upgrade when function fails. Invest the difference. Because every incremental upgrade you skip is not deprivation. It is margin. And margin compounds. Over decades, that margin becomes freedom. Not through dramatic sacrifice, through structural clarity. The replacement engine is powerful, but it is not unavoidable. Once you understand how dissatisfaction is engineered, you can choose when to participate and when to opt out. That decision, repeated over time, is worth far more than any marginal performance increase ever will be. Now here's the bigger question I want to leave you with. If corporations can manufacture dissatisfaction this precisely, if they can recalibrate your perception on command and influence how you spend tens of thousands of dollars over a lifetime, what does that say about the broader systems shaping our financial decisions? Especially in an era where economic policy, regulation, and even political threats can directly influence markets, supply chains, and consumer behavior. Are we reacting to real necessity? Or are we responding to narratives designed to move capital in predictable directions? I'd genuinely like to hear your thoughts on how economic pressure, corporate power, and political threats intersect with the way we spend and invest. Drop your perspective in the comments. And if this breakdown helped you see the upgrade cycle differently, if it made you pause before the next must-have release, give the video a like and consider subscribing. That support genuinely helps the channel grow and allows us to keep breaking down these hidden financial systems calmly and clearly. Until next time, this has been Herbert Invest, where we cut through the noise so you don't have to. Thanks for watching.